Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back for day number 27 of our 30-day island challenge to complete a Halloween spooky island. And if you were here yesterday, you know that we completed the designing and everything, decorating of the main island. So everything on like grass basically, except for the peninsula, I will say that, has been decorated. And I had two choices today to either start the beaches or start the houses, and I figured I have plenty of time today and I think the houses are going to take me the longest, so I think that's what we're going to work on today. So in this one video we're going to be redecorating the interiors of all 10 villagers, which I'm a little nervous about. I won't lie, I'm not good on decorating the interiors of houses. I've actually never decorated all of my villagers' homes before. I think at max I've decorated like 2 on an island, but today we will be decorating all 10. So first things first, let's go ahead and head over to resident services so we can talk to Tom Nook, and while we do that we can do a little tour. Here's our hay maze, which I think is so fun. I definitely do think that it contributes to some of the lag on the island. Oh my gosh. And every day that I decorate, I always show Colin, who's my husband, if you don't come to streams. I mention him a lot in streams, but he said that these skeletons are the bodies of villagers who have gotten lost in the hay maze. And I think that's so funny and actually horrifying at the same time. I just imagine villagers getting stranded in the hay maze and just withering away in there, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I thought that was funny. But we are already at resident services and we have Kix here today. I actually bought some stuff from him today already, but let's go in and talk to Tom Nook. Alright, let's talk to Tom Nook. I'm going to decorate all of the villager homes today, like I said, and I think I want to just go down the line. So I think the first one will actually be Rod today. And then we do have 2 homes that I still have to redo the outside. So we got Lobo and Kiki after I decorated the whole neighborhood. So we will have to do their exteriors as well. So that is a little bit more work, but I already have the designs laid out for the exteriors, so hopefully that won't be too hard. But here's all of our villagers. We're just gonna go in a row, so we'll start out with Rod today. And I do like Rod's exterior. I don't think I'm gonna be changing any of the exteriors except for those 2 villagers. So we'll just start out with Rod's home. So I'll see you once we get to his house. Alright, we have made it to Rod's house, and he was one of my starters, so he does have like the weird starter home, so we'll be changing all of this. But I thought a fun way to give myself, I don't know, something to work off of to do the interior, since I don't usually do them, is to do a color wheel. So let's head over to that screen. So as you can see, we have 10 different colors, so all the colors of the rainbow. I also added pink, black, gray, and rainbow. So there's one for each villager. So we'll see which one we get for all of them. So I guess we'll see what color Rod gets now. I'm a little nervous, although this will be really fun, I think. Okay, so we're starting out with purple for Rod. I feel like that's one of the hardest colors, so that will be fun, hopefully. So Rod's whole house will be done in purple, and I think I'm gonna do these in kind of like a speed build type of way. I don't want to sit here and talk for all of them because I feel like that will take forever. This video would be like 3 hours long. So on to speed build, Kaylee. Hello and welcome to the speed build version of Kaylee. I just edited this video and it's like almost an hour long, so hopefully you enjoy it. I will repeat again, I'm not the best when it comes to interiors, so hang in there with me. I've used a couple templates, and shout out to Little Branches Crossing because she has a few shorts on her channel where she shows like a template of like a house and how she changes it for a few different villagers. And I 100% took inspiration from her like layouts that she did. So this is one of them that I'm working on right now for Rod's house. She has like 2 or 3 videos like that, so I use a couple different of her templates in these villager homes. So some of them have like the same template, but they're all like a little different with different items and everything. I also went to Pinterest to find a bunch of fun build ideas and just like random ideas for interiors. And then I'm also using a website called Nook Plaza where you can sort by like color, and I think I talked about this in the video a little bit, but you can go on there and select a color and then it shows you all of the items that have like variations of that color. So it's really easy to see like, oh, can I use the milk carton? Does it come in purple? And then if it's there, it obviously does come in purple. So that's actually an item that we use in this build. So fun thing. But yeah, this is the interior build. This was very difficult for me, and I think tomorrow we will go to decorating the beaches just because I need like a day of relief after doing so many interiors. This video took me like 3 hours to record, which is crazy. None of my videos are ever really that long, and a lot of it has to stay in the video, so I did speed everything up by like 2 times just to shorten it down a bit, and I took chunks out of like me just scrolling through the catalog to see what in the world items I could actually use. But I think tomorrow we'll work on the beaches and then we'll do my house. And I do have some ideas for my house. I was thinking of incorporating like the different shops into my house. So if you've watched the other videos of this challenge, you'll know which is a funeral home. And then I also have the post office and Biscuits Candy. So I was thinking that we could incorporate those builds into interior builds, so like making the interior of what would be the candy shop, and that would be really cute. So we could make a candy shop, a funeral home, which I don't know how to decorate a funeral home, so I'll have to look up some inspiration pictures. And then we could also do the post office, and then I was also thinking of doing like maybe the backstage of like a rock concert, because we do also have the rock concert build on the island, so maybe like a dressing room or something like that. And then there was another one, like the fall hay maze kind of thing. I was thinking of doing a like little photo shoot, like where you would go to the hay maze or like a pumpkin patch, and they have like that little photo shoot area where you can take a bunch of pictures with pumpkins and like scarecrows in the background of everything. So I was thinking of using that for my house instead of doing like a bedroom, a bathroom, and stuff like that. I'm thinking the main room will be like a living room kind of, and then all the other little rooms will be like fun interiors of like the buildings or other builds that we have on the island. So that will be super fun. I've actually never decorated my entire house before. The only other time I've decorated my house was on Booville last year, and I only decorated like 3 of the rooms. So this will be the first time I decorate the entire room, well, entire house, all of the rooms separated, because I did make that one of the rules where I have to decorate each individual room, and like I can't block off any rooms, which I know a lot of people do, like they'll block off the back and side rooms. But for this challenge, I made it a rule specifically that I have to decorate all rooms. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think there's 6 rooms, so 6 different builds for that video. That will be super fun. But we are coming to the end of this interior that we're doing for Rod, and I will say this was one of the more difficult ones just due to the lack of items. Okay, so I think this is what we're doing for Rod's house. I will say it was very difficult to find enough purple items, but I am using a website called Nook Plaza. Shout out to Little Branches Crossing for saying this in one of her videos. It gives you like a whole list and you can go through and pick like the color that you want. So it was a little bit easier with this website, but this is what we came up with. We have a little bed area, we have a little sofa and like lounge area, we got a bathroom back here, and then over here we also have a kitchen, and I think this turned out really cute. So yeah, this is what we're doing for Rod's house. On to the next one. Alright, so up next is Bob's house, and Bob again was one of our starter villagers, so he has the starter Lazy Home. But let's jump over to see what color Bob gets. Okay, so we took out the purple option, so let's see which one Bob gets. The purple was good for Rod since he was purple as well, so purple could work for Bob, but it looks like we get red for Bob. Very interesting. It doesn't really match his vibe too much, I don't think, but we'll figure something out. Welcome back to VoiceOver Kaylee, and we are now on Bob's build, and I do just want to be very straightforward with you on this build. I fully decorated this house and I realized I was not recording. So this is the second time I'm building this house. I took everything down, so if it looks like I'm not really like scanning for items or I just know exactly where everything is going to go. It's because I do know where everything is going to go, and I don't know how I messed up and didn't record it, but this is the second recording. But I do really love how this house turned out. I also wanted to mention, I meant to say it in Rod's house, but I am also allowed to use like black, white, and brown for all of these builds. So like Bob's bathroom right now is like very black and white. But I did allow myself to use those like natural neutral colors just because it's impossible to find every single item in all the colors. Like if they don't have like a toilet that is purple, am I allowed to use it? But like most of the toilets are white. So I allowed myself to use some of those items that are like black, white, or brown, just so, I don't know, it was just a little bit easier, okay? This was already really hard for me, so let me use those neutral colors. But I really love how Bob's house turned out, and there's a like actual house, like a studio apartment kind of deal. So I wanted to give all of them a bed. I wanted to like a bathroom with no kitchen, or no kitchen and no bathroom, or like they'll have one but not the other, but for the most part I think all of them, almost all of them, have both. And I also wanted to give them like a little seating area in like 10 steps. But we had like the kitchen in one area, which was like very tiny, and that was like right next to the living room. And then I had a bedroom that didn't really have like a door or anything. It was just like wide open because like that's the concept of a studio apartment, I guess. There's no like really door to like close off different rooms. It's almost like one giant room, except for the bathroom. The bathroom did have a door, thankfully, because that would be very odd if you're just pooping in the wide open. What am I talking about in this video? But I guess to talk about the build a little bit more, I also wanted to push myself to use a lot more of the wall decor and ceiling decor. I think there are a few houses that I forgot to do ceiling decor, but whenever I've done like home designs in the past in this game, I really slacked on using wall decor and ceiling decor, so I was trying to push myself a little bit more to really use some of those. I especially love interiors where I see people use a lot of wall decor and ceiling decors, so I was trying to channel that in my decoration. You can let me know how it came out. Again, not the best at designing, but I've already said that like 4 times in this video, so you probably get the idea. And some of these items, like the little bottles on the wall that I use like in the kitchen, like they have some different colors in it, but I try to make sure that like there was at least like one red bottle or like a couple red bottles to make it fit in here. So things like that are like a little bit like iffy. And another thing I kind of struggled with in these builds were finding like rugs, because I feel like a lot of the rugs are super big and like take up too much area, especially if you're doing like a kitchen and like a living room right next to each other. The rug will like go across the whole house. But yeah, this is like the end of the build, so back over to live Kaylee. Okay, so this one was definitely a lot easier than Rod's house. I think there was a lot more red items to use, but I think this is what we're gonna do for Bob's house. I think it came out really cute, especially for only using red items. I really love it. It's super cute. So we have a little bedroom area, a seating area, a kitchen, and another little bathroom. And yeah, I think this is good. I tried to make it so you could like walk through. This was the only area I was kind of concerned about, so Bob's just not going to be able to come into his bathroom, but he should be able to come into the kitchen, and he should be able to like get to his bed and all of that stuff. I like to make these areas a little walkable for the character so they have more area to walk around in. But yeah, this is Bob's house, so on to the next one. Sally is next on our list, and as you can tell, again, Sally is one of our starters. I think this is the last starter that we have. But she has I think this is the normal room for the starters. But let's go over to the next screen to see which color Sally will be getting. She's an orange villager, so she'd be pretty good for like the orange option. But she's going to get, it looks like blue. Yeah, it's blue. Okay, I think there should be plenty of blue items, so this shouldn't be too bad. So let's just get right into the building. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to voiceover editing Kaylee. And I did want to mention the inspiration for me doing like the color wheel and everything is actually from another Animal Crossing creator called Puplin. I am subscribed to her. I love all of her videos and everything. She is like so good at making videos like funny and everything. I don't know. I just like love the way she like narrates her videos and everything. But she does like a lot of fun challenges, and I think she does it mainly in Happy Home Paradise, where she does like, I'm doing my villager interiors but in a rainbow off of a wheel. So I just watched that video like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, ooh, that's what I could do for my villager houses. So I took that idea, and here we are. All the villagers have their own little color scheme, and honestly that was a lot easier for me because I was like focused on one thing for the build. I was like, okay, I can make a house, but everything has to be blue. So it just made my brain work a little better, I guess. I don't know. But she also has a bunch of fun, like, island challenges. And I was thinking of doing, like, other challenges on the island. Obviously, this is my first ever, like, island challenge, my 30-day island challenge for Cobweb for a Halloween island. But she has a bunch of other ones, like, not using any items, not spending any bells. She has a color island, so it really got me thinking about other challenges to do, because while I was like building all of these, I was having her playlist of her one color island in the background, and she did an entire island just with the color blue, and it came out so cute. It was like a very tropical coastal kind of island with like that water path, because like that's obviously blue, like water is blue, duh. And that series was just like so fun, and I am really having a lot of fun with this 30-day challenge. And I was thinking of doing like maybe another challenge. I know I've hinted at doing like a 14-day island challenge as well, so I was thinking about that for like Valentine's Day. And I also think it kind of gets me to actually finish the island, because I'm a chronic restarter. Those of you who come to my streams will know that I've started like 3 different islands just this year on stream. And I do have a forever island, so that one I'm not resetting. But like, I started an island that was supposed to be like a storybook island, and I got like burnt out on that one after like the first build. I feel like I couldn't figure it out, so I just like gave up on that one and switched it over to a half dark fairy core and half a light fairy core island. And I still feel like I'm not like 100% super pumped for that island. I am really excited about my forever island still though, which is a dark academia island, so I do want to continue that one. But I have been thinking of like so many different like islands for us to do. I already know what I want to do for my Christmas island, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, do I want to make that one an island challenge too? Like, this is my first ever island challenge, and now I feel like I'm addicted to doing them. They're so much fun, and like I said, I feel like it just forces me to actually finish the island, which is really fun, because sometimes I really do struggle with completing an island. But if I'm on like day 18 of a challenge, I'm not gonna like give up in the middle of it. I feel like that's super lame and wouldn't really be fun for you guys to watch, because then you guys don't get to see the completed thing. But yeah, I was thinking of different islands to do. I mentioned it in one of the videos that have already gone up that I wanted to do an abandoned island, and I made a whole mood board for that island, and I made a whole mood board for my Christmassy winter island, and I posted that in the Discord, so some of you might know what it is. But I'm really excited to start that island, and I've had to like stop myself from starting that island while doing this challenge, because I really want to finish this before moving on to the next thing. But yeah, I'll continue this topic in the next speed build kind of thing that we're gonna do. But this is nearing the end of Sally's house, so we'll be breaking and going over to Kaylee. Okay, this is Sally's house. Is this my best work ever? Probably not. Do I like the layout of it? I do. I like how it is all set up, and everything is pretty walkable. You can come into the bathroom, she can come over here, sit on the couch, or she can come over here, lay in the bed. I think she can also get to this chair. She's a little gamer. I really wish I had different colored pillars, and I know you can get like different ones if you like if you give materials or stuff, you can get different DIYs for like stone, brick, and all that stuff, but I just have the basic ones. I think this is fine. I feel like the pillars just stand out a whole lot because most of this is like blue and white, but I think that's what we're gonna do for Sally's house. So yep, on to the next one. I told y'all I was not the best at interiors, and I'm not lying. So Cleo is next on our list, and she has like an office vibe. I remember when she moved in and I thought that was a little weird, but I've never seen it like fully like decorated, so this is what it looks like fully decorated. Very interesting. But what we can do is pick a color for her. So we're going to remove blue from the wheel and find out which color fits her. I don't know which one I would pick for her here. Oh, is she going to get rainbow or gray? Oh, it's so close. Oh my gosh, that is literally right on the line. Okay, we're doing gray for Cleo, which I feel like kind of fits like the office vibe. So maybe we can try to give her a little home office too. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So yeah, let's just get right into it. We are on to Cleo's build, and I actually really love how this build turned out. I'm now looking back at this and I do change the floor, and I'm like, why didn't I just keep it the floor that she came with? Because this flooring would be so good for this house, I feel like. So I don't know why I changed it. The wallpaper and the flooring is probably my favorite thing to pick out, but also some of the most difficult for me because it like makes the whole vibe of the house, I feel like. So I just went with this concrete floor, but you'll see in a little bit I use like one of the rugs and stuff, and that like covers the whole floor. So the concrete basically gets hidden, but I feel like that like little carpet square guy would have been so good for this house. But I did want to go back to the conversation that we were having when we were doing the last build, and I was talking about kind of like my ideas for future islands. So right now I have a couple planned out. I do want to continue on Sage, which is my forever island on stream, and I think I'll mainly keep that island just to streams because I don't know, it's kind of fun to decorate with you guys, and I like having one island at a time for stream and one island at a time for videos. And right now that's Cobweb and Sage. I do have Marigold, but I think honestly I'm gonna throw that one in the trash. It is going to the void just because I don't feel very enthused about it. I guess I'm not having like the best time decorating on that island, so we might come back to that in the future, but for now that one will be put to the wayside. I do really like the theme, so hopefully I can get more inspiration for it and come back and do it. I might even do it for a video maybe. Sometimes like that format of me just placing bushes and bushes and bushes, I feel like gets a little boring on stream, so I always get a little self-conscious. I'm like, am I being too boring right now? Are people getting tired of me placing trees and flowers and all of that over and over again? So I feel like the city core type style island is better for stream, just for me personally right now with how I decorate, and especially because I have a spicy switch, so I don't have to like go dig up flowers or anything. So it's literally me placing the same flower over and over again, which I feel like isn't like too exciting. So yeah, that's me basically saying we have Sage and then we have Cobweb right now. So when this island is done, I want to start my winter island, which I'm super excited about. I still need to plan that whole island out. I think I'm going to do something similar that I did for Cobweb, which was to make a map of the island. That really helped me on Cobweb know like where to start and end to build and how I was going to connect everything. So I think for the winter island, I'm also going to make a map and try to like plan out certain builds that I want to do, because there are like a few specific builds that I want to include on that island. So if you guys would be interested in me making like a map video of how I go about planning my island, I could definitely do that for you guys. So if you're listening to this part, just let me know if you'd be interested in seeing how I come up with like the actual plan for the island. I already did the mood board, so not too much of the mood boarding for it, but just how I would plan out where to put certain builds and everything, because I did that for this island and I think this island has turned out pretty good. Hopefully the winter island that we do won't have as much lag, because this is the most lag I've ever had on a single island before, and it's actually crazy. But I do really love how it turned out, and it was just so easy for me to go like square by square and do build by build because I knew where it was going to start and end. So I'll probably do that for some of my other builds going forward. It is a little bit more difficult when it's like a natural themed island to do that, but yeah, I had a good experience with it now, so might as well try it for other islands. And if I break from the plan a little bit, like that's not the end of the world, obviously, so I'll try to do that for that one. And then a couple other islands I thought about doing was a Valentine's Day island, and I was thinking of like an elegant core kind of island for Valentine's Day, and then I also want to do an abandoned island. So I don't know, maybe I would also move my abandoned island to being my other stream island, because I do like having two islands on stream. So we could do my forever island and then the abandoned island maybe. but I also have so many other plans for islands that we can go over in a little bit. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with this one. The only thing is, again, these pillars I wish I could change the color of. But for Cleo, I gave her a home office back here if we do a little swivel. So maybe she does astrology work, maybe she does programming, maybe she does stocks. I don't know, she does everything. She's a boss babe like that. We got a little kitchen over here. Very small but workable. She can make coffee two different ways. So she can have an espresso maker and then like an espresso pot, like a, what are those things called? A mocha pot, I think that's what it's called. So she needs to like get caffeinated for all of her working that she does in her home office. She has a tiny little bed over here. She doesn't have time to make her bed because she's busy doing her work. And then over here she just has a little small area to sit and watch some TV. We got some TV on that wall. Very hard to see, but it's there. But yeah, this is what we're doing for Cleo's home. I think it turned out good for just being able to use the color gray, so we're all done here. Alright, so next up on our list is Teddy's home, and this is Teddy's home. I don't know if I've ever been inside of Teddy's house. I very rarely talk to my villagers, so I feel like I never really go into their house. I usually talk to them when they're walking around the island and like never like go looking for them. But this is what we're working with right now. And then we can pick a color for Teddy. So right now we have left our orange, yellow, green, pink, black, and rainbow. So orange would be good because he's an orange bear, obviously, but we'll see which one he gets. Ooh, he gets rainbow, which is, I feel like, kind of fitting. If you watch Angry Coconuts videos, maybe it's a little pride. He has some pride going on for his rainbow house. But yeah, let's just get right into the building. Alright, we are on Teddy's build, and this is voiceover Kaylee if you can't tell the difference. But I really like how this build turned out. It's kind of interesting. It's very different from what I would have thought about when thinking of like a rainbow house, but I went for more of like a spray paint graffiti kind of rainbow vibe. So that's what we're dealing with here. But I did want to go back to our conversation that we were having a little bit ago about the islands that I want to do. So I've already kind of talked about my Christmas island that I want to do, and then I also mentioned kind of in passing I want to do a Elegant Core island for Valentine's Day. So I feel like a lot of the Elegant Core islands that you see are very blue and gray, but I thought it would be fun to do like a pink and red kind of vibe for an Elegant Core island, and I've never done an Elegant Core island before, and I really love how they look. I know some people are like amazing at it. I know like Ava is like a pretty big content creator when it comes to Animal Crossing. I see her all the time on TikTok. She does some amazing Elegant Core style islands, so I think it'd be fun to do that, and I kind of like playing with like symmetry when it comes to islands, so I think Elegant Core would be really fun for me. And then I also want to do an abandoned island, and the abandoned island that I have in my mind right now is kind of blue, green, and gray vibes, and I want it to be kind of like a zombie apocalypse kind of vibe island for abandoned. I did do an abandoned island before, and that was my island Rubble, but that one was very brown, yellow, and green, so I want to do like kind of a similar vibe to that island but a different color palette. And I was really inspired by a video that Tay Crossing did. She did like turning emotes into islands, and she did one that was like, kind of like an apocalyptic, like weird doctor kind of vibe, and that island turned out really cool. So I would feel like I would want to do like a similar vibe to that, but definitely abandoned and zombie apocalypse kind of vibes. And then there are so many other ones that I want to do. I really want to do a Kid Core City Core island. I kind of did one when I was on my break from Animal Crossing earlier this year before I came back. I did kind of like a city style Kid Core island, and I think that would be very fun to do like in primary colors, so like red, yellow, and blue. So I really want to do that one. That would be super fun. And then I also want to do abandoned Kid Core, and I was about to do this theme when I started my break. I made like a whole video of starting a new island, and it was going to be abandoned Kid Core, and I actually did film a whole video of me doing the entrance, and I just never posted it because that's when I got really burnt out on Animal Crossing, and the thought of continuing and doing another build stressed me out. But yeah, we'll come back to this in a second. Back to Kaylee. Okay. Don't know if I love this, but this is how our build turned out. I gave him kind of like an urban loft kind of vibe. I tried to include as much color as I could. I just think it turned out pretty cool. Yeah, this is gonna be Teddy's house. And again, it's still very walkable. You can walk all around the house so he can do everything that his little heart desires. I gave him a little gaming desk. I think this was really cute for him. And then of course we got some rainbow thingies, and apparently he is Jewish now because that was another colorful item. But yeah, Teddy's house is all done. We have the very elegant Nan's house. If Nan gets the color black, I feel like we can almost wrap this baby up. Like, this is all black and everything. It fits her perfectly. But I guess with that being said, let's see what color. We do have black as an option. Did I do white already? I can't even remember what I've done and what I haven't done yet anymore. But if we do black for Nan, that would be so great. And of course it's not. It's gonna be green. Okay, I feel like green is pretty good. I feel like there's a lot of like plants and stuff that I can use because I really haven't used that many plants yet. So let's see what we can do with the color green. Okay, we are doing another build. This is Nan's house, and like I mentioned in the video, she did get green, which is my favorite color. However, I do think this is my least favorite build, and on our last day of this challenge where we come back and do like final touches, I feel like I might change her house. That's like how unhappy I am with it. Kind of spoiling it, but it's just not my favorite build that we did today. So we might come back and change it. I do ask for help on like the little end clip of this villager's house. So if you have ideas when it comes to that part of the video, let me know. But yeah, this is her house. I also wanted to go back to talking about future islands that I was thinking about, and we were just talking about doing abandoned kid core, and I think this is such a fun vibe and an idea for. Also, I feel like I've said vibe like 100 times, so hopefully that's not very annoying to you guys. But I really love the idea of abandoned kid core. I've thought about it in two different ways. One version being like red, blue, and yellow, so like the primary colors, which would be really fun. That's like very kid core. But I also thought about doing a rainbow one. And if I think of the creator that does like abandoned style like kid core stuff, I think it's like Bantangle or something. I'll put their Instagram name up on the screen for you, but whenever I see their islands, I'm like, oh, I want to do that theme so much. It's so cool. Another theme that I've always wanted to try, but I just feel like I won't do it justice, is Japanese, like a rural Japanese island. There are so many creators who do this island theme so amazingly. I just feel like I could not do it justice. And I know one of my mods, Brenda, Big Fat Brenda, if you're in stream, or she comments on some of my videos every once in a while, but she just started a rural Japanese island, and when this video comes out, she's only so far posted, well, when I'm recording this video is what I mean, she's only done the entrance so far, but it looks so amazing already, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. I just feel like I could not do it justice with how well some people do it. It's absolutely crazy. And another island that I've talked about in the past, I even did like a planning video for this, was a space island. Like, I'm thinking of like a very tech forward kind of space island of some sort, and I know some people have done it with like really bright colors, and that always seems like super fun. Like Little Branches Crossing, I mentioned her earlier in this video, but she's working on like a Sailor Moon island, and part of that is like city core and part of it is like the moon terrain, and that island is really cool, and I really want to try something like that. It seems so much fun. I also want to try Grandma Core. I actually have an island that I was doing Grandma Core on, and I basically did the entrance and around resident services, and then again, that's when I was like really feeling burnt out, so I didn't actually finish that island, but it was a super fun theme to do, so I would love to go back to that island. Okay, so this is what I came up with for Nan. It seems a little empty because I don't have any partition walls or anything. I just feel like there's so much space like right here, but I don't know what to put here. Can we do like scattered papers and stuff? I need something to go right there, and I don't know. And I feel like a rug would be kind of weird there. So if you have any like suggestions on little things that I can put on the ground, let me know, because I have been looking through here and I don't really see anything. So yeah, if you have suggestions for stuff that can go in this room, it just seems a little empty to me. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be Nan's house for now, at least. We still do have like 3 days after this. So if we want to do something else on the final touches day, we can always go back and update some of the houses. Okay, on to Muffy's house, who again would be really good for a black house. Also, does she always have this dress up here? I haven't gifted her anything, so I assume this is just part of her house. I feel like that's a little weird. But let's see what color she will get. We only have pink, yellow, orange, and black left. Are we gonna go with pink, the same color as that dress? Maybe I should incorporate that dress into her house somewhere. I also feel like this one's gonna be a little difficult because pink's not my favorite color, but we'll see how this turns out. Hello again, friends. Voiceover Kaylee back with ya. How have you guys been in the last 2 minutes since I last saw you? But okay, so we've been talking a lot about other islands I want to try, but I also want to talk about the kind of different challenges that I want to try. I've just had so much fun with this challenge and you know what? You know, Animal Crossing has been out for a very long time now, and yeah, you can decorate all the islands that you want, but sometimes it's a little bit more fun if you give yourself challenges to do and just how to play the game a little bit differently. That's kind of why I also started my Forever Island, because on that island, it was like an island that I have the intentions of never resetting. And I want to do things like complete my Critterpedia, which by the way I'm very close to, and also completing the museum, so also including fossils and artwork. So I'm working on that as well. But I also want to do like all the Nook Mile achievements, and it's just like a different fun way to play the game other than just restarting, decorating, and then throwing the island away into like the dream world. So I think it's kind of fun to find different ways to play the game, and I feel like these challenges, well, just this one that I've done so far, has really like kind of opened up my mind to different avenues and different ways to play the game. So I think just doing more different types of challenges on the island, or not on the island but on the channel, I keep saying that, but I'm talking about my channel in general, like doing different types of challenges and fun things like that. So one that I was thinking about was doing a no terraforming island. I know Liz the Last, I watched her like Forever Island that she did, which was no terraforming, like mainly no terraforming. She did like small little tweaks near the end, and then she would take that island throughout the seasons, which I think is really fun, and that's kind of what I want to do on my Forever Island. But I also want to do a completely no terraforming island, which I feel like I just got into actually terraforming my islands. But I did use terraforming on my islands that I didn't really terraform, but it was just to knock down all the cliffs in the water, and then my island would be completely flat. But for a no terraforming island, I would want to like keep the cliffs and all the waterscaping how they came and not change it at all. I think that would be a really fun challenge, and I've seen a lot of people do that in like different island challenges. Like I think Tay Crossing, her farm 30-day island challenge was also a no terraforming island, and that one came out really cool. And like I said, Liz the Last, her island, her like Forever Island kind of, I don't know if she called it a Forever Island, but it was basically a Forever Island, was basically no terraforming, and those always look so fun, and I've just never done something like that, so I think that would be a really fun challenge. I also mentioned earlier that Puplin had a island where she did it in one color, so I think that would be really fun. Like maybe like in this where we're doing like the color wheel for all of the villager homes, instead I do that for an entire island. So if we got like pink, I would have to do the whole island in pink, or if we got like a purple island, I feel like that one would be the hardest, honestly, doing a whole purple island. Even just doing the purple interior I kind of struggled with, but imagine a whole island in just one color. That seems like so much fun. But there's like so many different like challenges like that that I kind of want to try. Let me try to think of, ooh, also kind of like what Peyton did. Peyton's Corner like a while ago. She doesn't really play that much Animal Crossing anymore, but it wasn't really like a challenge island, I would say, but she did like an autofill island where she just autofilled the villagers and whoever she got, that's kind of how she like planned the island out, which is cool. And yeah, back to Kaylee. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with this one. The only thing is you gotta wiggle through the gap right here. But let me just say I'm very thankful for Pinterest for giving me ideas on like layouts and stuff. I'm not really like copying 100%, you know, but I'm using like their layouts as like a template for me, and it's helped me a whole lot. So thank you, Instagram people, for inspiring me. But yeah, this is gonna be Muffy's house. It really does not give me Muffy vibes, but you know, it's pink and that's what we gotta do. So this will be Muffy's house. Oh, wait, I forgot to do the little dress. I need to put it on the wall over here. Okay, let's move this scroll over. This little guy, we can put him over here, I guess. And then we have to use the dress that she came with. It should be in here, right? I think this is purple though, is it not? I still wanted to use, yeah, that's purple. It looked a lot more pink, but we're gonna use it anyways because I said I would. So she gets a little hint of purple, but that will be everything for Muffy. All right, you can probably guess whose house this is, and his name was on the screen. But yes, we are working on Lucky's house. I feel like he would be perfect for the black color, so let's see what we get. We only have 3 options left: yellow, orange, and black. So we have a 33% chance. Oh, it's so close. Yes. Okay, Lucky is going to be black. That means Lobo and Kiki will be either orange or yellow. But I feel like black is very fitting. I'm thinking of maybe incorporating some of these tombstones, but let's see what we get up to. All right, we are back to a voiceover. Let's go. We're on Lucky's house. I was gonna say he might be my favorite villager on this island, but honestly, I don't know if I could decide which villager on this island is my favorite because there's so many that I really love. I love Bob, I love Lucky, I love Kiki. Muffy's up there too, but probably not my favorite. Teddy, I really love Teddy. I have thought about doing like a villager ranking thing where you rank all of the villagers. I think that would be really fun to do on stream. I feel like the video would be really long, but I think it would be fun to do on stream, and then I can hear your guys' feedback as well. I've always wanted to rank all the villagers because I have one video on my channel where I ranked the Peppy villagers, and the intention was to do all the villagers by their personality types, but I just never got around to doing it, I guess. But I think doing it with all of the villagers, like not by their personality, just a list of all of them, would be really fun to do on stream. So let me know if you'd be interested in that, because I definitely want to do that eventually. And if I don't do it on stream, I might do it anyways and just share it with you guys in the Discord or something like that, and then you guys can share with me yours in the Discord as well. I think that would be interesting to see like how differently we vibe with different characters. Like my favorite is Hazel, but I know a lot of people don't like Hazel because of her buck teeth and her unibrow, which is very rude, but she's my favorite. And a lot of my favorite villagers I feel like don't get a lot of love. Like Cousteau is my second favorite, and I really like Bella. Bella is in the top, and then Scoot is in the top 5. And a lot of people don't like that he has like a diaper on his head, even though it's not a diaper, it's a swim cap. Thank you very much. And also Joey is one of my favorites, and he actually wears a diaper. So I mean, I kind of understand not loving Joey because he's wearing a diaper, but come on, he is so adorable. How do you not like him? But I do want to talk about Lucky's house for a quick second, because this little corner of the room I was trying to make into like maybe Lucky has a little podcast. So I gave him like a mic to talk into, and then I gave him like a headset, and then I put some stuff on the wall to make it kind of look like he has like a podcast like set up in his own house, which I think is really cute. I used to have a podcast on this channel for like members only, but you didn't really like see me. It was just like a video of like a screen, like a picture, and then I talked over it. I feel like I'm kind of doing like a podcast right now, just talking to myself in my room, which is a little odd, but I thought it was really cute to give him like a little podcast setup. I just happened to see the items that kind of like went together when I did like a glance at like the items that were listed that were all black, and they kind of went together and gave that vibe. So he has a cute little podcast set up in this house. Also, like, what kind of activities do you think these villagers would get up to? Like, do you think Lucky would be like the podcast type? Or what other fun activities do you think he would do? What kind of guy would he be? Okay, this is what we're doing for Lucky's house. Honestly, this was the easiest one to do. And I used the same template in someone else's house, and I think it turned out good too. I think it was Rod's house that we used this in. But yeah, it looks very chic in here. Try to make it look a little gothic for him. And yep, this is gonna be what we do for Lucky's house. Ooh, okay, so this is Kiki's house, and she actually has an orange house, which when we did move her in, I was saying that maybe we could use this wallpaper. So we get a 50-50 shot of giving her an orange house, because right now we only have the orange and yellow as options. So, oh, I really hope we get the orange one so I can give her that wallpaper. Please keep going, keep going. No. Oh, we have to give Kiki yellow. Is it bad if I disagree with the wheel? I just want to give her this wallpaper because I said I would. Technically, doesn't this wallpaper still have yellow in it? Also, I don't even know if I have any yellow wallpapers. But I guess we do have to do yellow, so let's just get right into it. Alright, hello again everyone. I don't know if it's needed for me to say hello every time, but I feel like I just need to show you that it's voiceover Kaylee somehow, or you just think I was talking over the speed build in real life. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary, but I did it, so hello again. And we are currently working on the yellow house, and the next house will be orange, which, spoiler alert, I thought these two would probably be some of the hardest houses, especially the yellow one, because I just didn't think about how many yellow items there are. But honestly, I think the yellow and the orange are some of my favorite houses that I made in this little series, and like favorite houses to begin with, because I think the only other time I decorated a house was on my island Pebble, and I decorated Diva's house, and it was like a glowing moss pond in the middle, so it wasn't really like an actual house. I was trying to give her like a build because on that island she lived in the glowing moss pond, not glowing moss pond, but the glowing moss little swamp that I built for her in Frobert. So I wasn't trying to give her like a real house, I was trying to give her like a house that continued the build inside, and it just like didn't work out. It was really bad. And that was before I started content creating, by the way. That island was my first one I ever completed, and it took me several months, but I was so proud of myself. It was my first ever completed island, and completing an island, it just felt like such a big accomplishment to me because I was watching so many content creators that were like so good at just like finishing their actual islands, and that's something I still struggle with to this day, is actually finishing an island. But I feel like content creation has made me a little bit more likely to finish a island, because sometimes I feel bad if I start an island and I don't finish it, because I feel like you guys want to see the final product and maybe visit for yourself. So sometimes I feel like guilty for not finishing an island, and it like pushes me to work on it even more, because I feel like I'm not going to end up finishing my island Walnut. We were working on it on stream a couple weeks ago, and because I was making videos for that island, and now obviously Cobweb has taken over my channel for the month of October, and Walnut is like a fall island, so I feel like it'd be a little weird to continue after Halloween, especially because I'm very excited for my Christmas island. So I don't even know if I'll want to go back to Walnut, but I guess I can keep Walnut around for like when I'm in between different islands, I can just jump back to it. I don't know if that'd be like a little weird from your guys' standpoint, like me doing an entire island series and finishing the island and then just like randomly going back and working on this other random island that I still have in my back pocket. I don't know if that'd be like a little weird for you guys. So I feel like I've already asked you like 100 questions during this video, but let me know if you think that would be weird, just me jumping back to random islands that I haven't finished. And if you do know, some of you might know, but I do have a spicy switch, so I can keep save files a little longer than a normal Switch because I can have multiple islands on the same Switch. Okay, honestly, this came out so much better than I was thinking it was going to for being the color yellow. I also like had some fun with like the colors of woods because they like lean a little yellow, you know? But yeah, this is gonna be Kiki's house. I think it's so adorable. Plus, look at this cookie rug. I didn't even know this existed. I love it so much. This might be my favorite house actually, which is very surprising because I thought yellow would have been like the hardest, but it actually turned out pretty good if I do say so myself. And then I do have to change the exterior of her house because she was one of the villagers that we replaced, so she doesn't have her normal house, and I can't remember. I think it's this one maybe. Yes, this is the exterior, and then we went with a green roof. Actually this door, so the door gets to stay the same, and then we went for a rose wreath. So this is the house that Kiki will get. I am wondering if I should change the door. This makes it a little brighter. I don't like that wreath though once I change that. Maybe we could do this? Yeah, I think this works. This will be Kiki's new house. And last but not least, we have Lobo's house, which again, I don't think I've ever been in Lobo's house before. He just has like a random cooler sitting on the ground, which is a little odd. Plus, I love the mix of the log furniture and like the high-tech stereo. Very fitting. But yeah, Lobo's the last one, so he gets stuck with orange. So let's make this house a little bit more orange and get right into it. Alright friends, we are back and we are on the last build. This is officially house number 10 out of us redesigning all of the houses. I can't believe it's already over. Well, I can't believe it's already over because honestly this video took me so long and I feel like I've been talking to myself in my room for like forever now. So I'm just like chatting away. Hopefully you find this entertaining. Don't know how many of you are at this point in the video. If you are at this point in the video, comment down below. What should you comment? Comment down a butterfly emoji, and then that way I know you made it all the way to this point in the video, because that would mean you guys are the real MVPs for sitting through me rambling on and poorly decorating all of my villager interiors. But honestly, this is one of my favorite interiors, so if you made it to this point, congratulations. You get to see the best of the best builds. This one and the last one are honestly my favorite. I don't know if it's because of the colors and it was just easier for me to do it with these colors, or because I had done so many houses already, I kind of knew what items there were and what things I could use. So like practice makes perfect, you know, that little saying that people have. So maybe it was like kind of like that ordeal with this video and me doing interiors. So maybe through doing this video and this challenge, I'll actually start decorating my villagers' interiors on other islands too. I can't promise you anything because was this a little bit of a struggle? Yes. I also feel like I just need to look at some more inspiration because I found like 3 or 4 different templates to use, but I know a lot of people do houses differently and it is fun to do houses that don't really look like houses. Kind of what I was saying I want to do for my house and making the interior of my house like Biscuit's Candy Shop or Lucky's Last Stop and the post office. I know people do stuff like that and like make their villager house a laundromat and stuff like that, so it's not really like a studio apartment like I'm trying to force all of these houses to be in. I just think it's really cute to make their house look like an actual house. It just, I don't know, it makes the villagers seem a little bit more alive kind of, because then you can see like where they live and everything. Because if they have like a house that is like a laundromat, like that's like just their job, it doesn't really give them that much personality, because I feel like you aren't who your job is, if that makes any sense. Like I don't want people to think, oh, Kaylee the business analyst. Kaylee is a lot more than just a business analyst. And I feel like I'm just yapping on here, but isn't that so true? I feel like people put so much power into like the things that they do when there's like a lot more to a person. I feel like that is definitely true with like people who are parents. Like yes, they're a mom, but maybe they're also like an amazing artist or something. Like just what your job isn't what defines you. I know a lot of people take like pride in what they do, and like when I was a nurse I was like super proud of being a nurse and everything, but like I don't want to only be known for like what I do as a job, if that makes sense. And yeah, you guys have made it to the point of the video where I have no idea what I'm even talking about anymore. But again, I just really love how this build turned out, and thank you guys all for supporting this video and supporting this challenge. This challenge has been so much fun and has brought so many new people to the channel, which is super exciting. But yeah, I am so excited to continue the challenge. We only have a few days left. Okay, so this one turned out pretty good too. I did like one of the same little templates that I've done before, but this is the orange house. I took the liberty of using brown as a shade of orange as well. And can I say I really wish we were— oh my gosh, that thing's floating in the air. I meant to— hold please. This needs to move closer. There we go. It was like floating in the middle of the room. But this is what we did. Oh, I was saying, I wish we could put stuff on the partition walls, but we cannot do that. But I love how this house turned out. It's very orange, and it's one of my favorites, actually. I think everything goes pretty well together. Also, they call this red, this version of the festival garland, red, and I'm offended because I've used it as orange the entire island. And then Lobo is another one that we have to do the exterior for. So based on the video that I had the other day, this is almost exactly what we're gonna do, but instead we're gonna change it to this purple roof, and then we went with a green door, the lime green one. This one, and then we gave him the cobweb door plate, which was the purple version. This one. And yep, this is what his house is gonna look like. All done. Okay, officially all 10 houses have been decorated. So I think we should just skip to the next day to see what the neighborhood looks like with the 2 houses in the right customization, and then that'll pretty much be it for today. We did a lot of work. It's been a very long video, so I don't know how this is gonna end up, but right now it's going on like 3 hours of me recording, so hopefully it's not a 3-hour long video. But yeah, let's time travel to the next day and see what the neighborhood looks like. Okay, let's go check out the neighborhood. I'm so excited. Oh, I did forget to finish off these areas too. I love that the fossils spawned right here. Oh, it's because I had mannequins right here when we were doing the rock garden, but they obviously got taken away, so now the fossils just spawned over here. That's actually pretty funny. But let's go see the neighborhood now. This area is so laggy now because of all the balloons. But if we just like walk normally, like kind of slowly, it doesn't lag too much. Okay, so this is what the bottom houses look like. Love it. And then if we go up here, I don't think any of these ones changed. I was thinking about changing Bob's house, but I decided he's like the lucky orange one, so he gets to keep his exterior. And then over here we have 2 more houses, and I just realized this one and the one down here are very similar, but I think they're far enough away that you don't really notice that. And then up here, I feel like I said this was like one of my my non-favorites, but I feel like I've actually really worn up to it, and I really like this house now. And then we have Nancy. Oh my god, Kiki, hi baby, you going fishing? She's so cute. And then yes, I like this house a lot more with the orange door. I think that it was like just too dark before, and now it's like a little brighter, so that's good. And then we also have Lucky's house, and yeah, that's gonna stay the same. So this is the neighborhood completely finished now with a couple tweaks, but I think it looks really good. And now all of the houses are decorated, so when you come to visit you can actually go inside of them and see the little houses. That's so exciting. This is my first time ever decorating all 10 villager homes, so this was absolutely insane and took so long to do. But on that note, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. It was definitely difficult for me, so hopefully you enjoyed my pain. But I will see all of you fine folks in the next one. I don't know if tomorrow we'll be decorating my house. I might need to take a little break from interiors, to be honest. So tomorrow might just be the beaches day, and then we'll do my house the next day after that. But yeah, when that video is ready for you, it will be somewhere on the screen for you. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, or like right now if you go to see that video right now. But yeah, bye friends!